Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. This is the L Word Generation Q Season 2. I have long reviews, I have short reviews, I have scene by scene analysis, I have trailer breakdowns, I have everything. So if you don't like certain ones, just watch the ones you like. If you want to watch everything, I love you, go for it. But the best place to find all the info is in the description box. I have merch, I have social media, I have every kind of video, trailers for the next week. So go in the description box or in the cards above, find what you want, go check it out and enjoy the content. And please interact with it by giving a like, and please give the channel a little subscribe because it really helps me out whenever you do that and I can continue to make content just for you. So let's get into the L Word Generation Q Season 2 Episode 3, Luck, Be a Lady. So I'm going to start out with our newbies as I usually do, and I'm officially splitting Sophie and Danny now. So Sophie and Finley are continuing to stay at the house with Micah.
Hey, what's up?
And honestly, I feel as though Finley is being really underutilized.
I was saving you. Well, I'm confused.
I thought that we were going to get some info on Finley's backstory, what's going on. She does mention that she's got clean when she was in Missouri. So I'd love more on that. I'd love to see more, to see what else is going on. I don't think it's going to be this simple that, oh, she got clean in Missouri and she's working in a bar and there's never going to be any issue with drink again. So we'll see. But I definitely want more Finley. And Danny takes the furniture in this episode, so Sophie and Finley are dealing with the repercussions of that. When it comes to Micah, I'm kind of a bit like, come on, like what is happening here? Micah's supposed to be Danny's best friend and he's living with Sophie and Finley. I mean, I know it's difficult with like housing and leases and stuff, but if I was in Danny's situation, like I'd be really hurt by that. And then we also see the beginning sparks of something with Micah and Maribel.
Wow, this is so beautiful. You okay back there?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I really think there's something going to go on between these two. So Danny and her dad go and see an apartment in this episode.
This is why we're really here.
Oh, wow. I see what Bette meant. You are amazing.
Well, thank you.
And her dad is acting really funny.
My dad might be sick. What? Why would you think that? I know this sounds crazy, but he's been like too nice to me. Maybe he loves you and he knows you're hurting.
As someone who works for their family company, and I also deal with a lot of people who are like this, like Danny and her family, and when he was having her sign those papers, that's for a reason. There's something going on there. There's no way that we just happen to see that. There's no reason the audience should have seen it. So I think there's going to be some repercussions of that. And then we also have Danny and Gigi meet in this episode, which super cute. They get on like a house on fire.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for arranging this. Of course. I have heard so much about you from Bette. I promise her I'd take good care of you.
Gigi is an amazing realtor.
And I love it. It was really, really interesting.
Where are your parents from?
Iran.
من حد زدم دخترتون شبیه ایرانی هست.
مامان من ایرانی بود. اینم چیله‌ایه.
I love their little bonding and like going out for dinner and eating off each other's plates. It was really sweet.
Which makes me think that something's gone worse. Okay, why? Say more.
And I have been saying I think a diggy's gonna happen.
Thank you.
Baby now.
خره. ما لزبیانیم.
Lesbian.
Like Gigi and Danny, I think there's something coming. But at the moment, there's still a Gigi and Bette to contend with.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, that works.
I'm sure you will. Just don't let her father run roughshod over you.
And we'll talk about them in a second. But first, I want to say about Shane. Shane is running now, well, closing Dana's at night and running this poker game thing. And this is something I'm having a hard time buying. I worked in the poker industry. I've seen a lot of stuff like this. And Shane, we're led to believe Shane has like insane amounts of money, like private jet from a foreign country money, which is a lot of money. And people, when they're doing poker games, they're always fine until they get greedy. And when they get greedy, they take a rake, and that's what makes this illegal. Like if they were just playing and that was it, like they'd be fine. It's the rake part that makes it illegal. So they've taken this rake, and Tess is like, one, she took $4,000. So for people to not notice $4,000, they must have been playing like hundreds of thousands of dollars in the pot, which, are they really doing that at Dana's?
We're closed tonight for a private event. Let's do this.
And if she did take $2,000 for Tess and $2,000 for Shane, I thought Shane had mega money. Like $2,000 is nothing to someone like Shane is, apparently. So I think that's a little bit of a mix up there. So interested to see where this goes. I hope they don't make it like, you know, unbelievably like unrealistic. So we shall see. I hate to do two of these in a row, but the other thing that I have a trouble like clicking onto at the moment is Alice and this whole Nat situation.
So Nat and I are back into the open thing.
You're just fine with that?
Yeah, so good. So good.
I don't know why the writers aren't utilizing the fact that we know Alice super well, and we've seen Alice in a lot of these previous situations. So Tasha and Jamie and Dana and Laura and all these things. Like, why are we not referencing that is why Alice is feeling the way she is? Because Alice is someone who gets jealous and is someone who is monogamous, and I just don't know why we're not like talking a bit more about it and saying, oh well, Tasha and Jamie, and then that would be a great opportunity to tell us what happened with Tasha and Jamie and Alice.
Nat wants to keep fucking Marissa.
Shut all of that down now.
Actually, I can't. It's not like it's something that's just gonna go away for her. I mean, if it's not Marissa, it's gonna be someone.
So I don't know what they're going to do here. A lot of people seem to think that Alice and Donald Faison's character, Tom, are going to get together. Definitely could happen. It'd be really interesting for sure, because they haven't, I mean, even them mentioning that Alice is actually bi is like a check, because there hasn't been any mention of it since the like really early in the original show. So we're definitely going to see what happens here, but I wish that they'd utilize the fact that Alice is like over 20 years that we've known this character, and we know a lot about her and her past and her stories. I did also think that we were going to lose Nat right around here, because Stephanie Allen didn't really seem to be on set a lot of the end of season 2. So I wonder if we're going to see her back. Maybe that's why they've brought Micah into her workplace, because it's still a way that they can utilize her on the show without having her attached to Alice. And obviously she still is Gigi's ex-wife, so we can utilize her that way as well. So Bette, and I'm obviously going to talk about Bette and Gigi all together. So Bette and Gigi are absolutely adorable in the start of this episode. They're like all over each other. There's even a very public booty grab, and I just think it's so sweet. And when Bette introduces Danny and her dad to Gigi, she calls Gigi her girlfriend.
This is my girlfriend, Gigi Gorbani.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for arranging this. Of course. I have heard so much about you from Bette. I promise her I'd take good care of you.
When they later go to the art show and Bette's like teaching Gigi about art, and they're dressed like not matchy, but like Bette's cuffs match Gigi's jacket.
Okay, I'm probably going to sound really ignorant, but how do you know if it's any good? Oh, that's not ignorant at all.
And they're just stunning together. They're gorgeous. They're both amazing actresses. Like their facial expressions and eye contact and everything is just absolutely perfect.
And if someone catches my eye, then I might show them. Will you catch my eye? You okay? Yes.
I just wish that we could live in the first half of this episode, because obviously things do not go well towards the end. When Bette brings Gigi over to meet Angie and Bette get in the argument about Angie doing the swab test, and Bette, of course, the way Bette is, she reacts immediately, explodes, then later processes and, re-reacts and has normally the better reaction the second time, because she's Bette. And this is the way her character is, so I'm glad that they're continuing to be true to the character. So Gigi is a lot like Bette, but she's also, I think, done a lot more like therapy and work on herself and doesn't necessarily immediately react. So she's trying to share with Bette and say, hey, like, I'm basically in the exact same position you are, but I tried this or I tried that, and Bette bites her head off, and Gigi just stays pretty neutral and leaves. And Bette, of course, does later recognize when she's talking to Shane and Alice that she did bite Gigi's head off. But the thing with what Gigi said, and this has been since the first episode, Bette has been behaving this way anytime anything's brought up about Marcus Allenwood. And it's obviously a really sore spot for Bette, because anytime it's brought up, she's like, I'm fine. And it's like, yeah, you're clearly not fine. There's, something going on here. So I'm sure that we are going to continue this little thread, and we are going to find out some more about either Bette's past, Bette's own relationship with her own parents, mother, maybe, because we've never really delved into that. And I'm definitely here for seeing more about Bette and how she feels as the non-biological parent, and she's definitely not fine about it, that's for sure. We do have the lovely little trio scene at the end.
You okay? You just concealed a listening device in her bag or something.
We could have.
She's a smart kid. She's gonna be fine.
And she knows who her family is,
I really appreciate you both being here.
Scene at the end, and we do have Bette acknowledging that she bit Gigi's head off. So hopefully they have a little makeup session, but I feel as though Bette is, I don't want to say using Gigi, but I feel as though Gigi sees this as an actual relationship.
I wish Tina were here. Of course, she's handling this whole thing with total grace while I'm biting Gigi's head off, for offering very reasonable advice.
And Bette is probably going to see this as what she sees most relationships that aren't Tina, as like just a physical thing, and what she kind of did to Jodie after her and Tina started having the affair. So we shall definitely see what happens here. I did think the cutest part of the episode was when Angie meets Kayla, and Bette and Shane and Alice are all like waving outside, and Angie says, oh, that's my family. Like, so sweet.
Okay.
You got this.
We're right here. We're right here.
Hottest moment of the episode, without a doubt, goes to our girls, Gigi and Bette, and just their adorableness at the art show when they're doing their little spin and hug. And
Now.
Until now.
You want to go back?
Let's fucking go back. Go.
but I did love also the booty grab. So also 10 out of 10 on those.
Yeah, that works. Got away today. Go. We'll be fine. I'm sure you will. Just don't let her father run roughshod.
And my least favorite part of the episode, it is like those two things I mentioned about the stuff with Alice, like Alice getting the shaft again. Please can Alice have some happy ending? And especially when we have the material like to reference. Shane and the poker thing, like, is she a millionaire? Is she not? Can we clear this stuff up? And if she is taking $4,000 out of a pot, these games have insane stakes. And how is $2,000 making a difference to someone like Shane? But also the Gigi and Bette fight, because it broke my tiny teeny heart.
I don't know what to do right now. Maybe I can help. It's really not a good time to meet her.
Sorry, did I say something wrong? No, it's just, I'm just not sure it's gonna work out with us.
Shit. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
No.
So that was episode 3 in 15 minutes or less, which I'm going to try and stick to. And then if you want my longer review, make sure to go and check out my proper review, which will always be, its usual length. And I also have scenes. This week is talking about Gigi and Bette. Like, I know episode 5, we'll talk about Tina, Carrie, Bette, Angie. That's all I'm going to tell you for now. And every week it'll change a little bit if something else super interesting happens. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the videos, notifications. Make sure that you are following me on social media too, because I put a lot of info up there, especially pictures weeks before the episodes come out. So if you want to get your hands on some L Word merch, join my Patreon, anything like that, check in the description box down below. Make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.